watches this show?
Don't know.
Anybody?
Not sure.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Welcome to the Dreams of Consciousness podcast. If you'd be so kind, would you mind introducing yourself?
Yep, I'm John Cooke. I'm the guitar player in Corrupt Moral Altar. Also play guitar in Venomous Concept and Napalm Death.
And how would you describe the music of Corrupt Moral Altar?
It's a mix of many different things we've been influenced by. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's slow. The main thing we try to do is just capture a feeling in a way. But it's kind of grindcore mixed with sludge, mixed with a bit of like punk rock as well. That's the best way I could describe it.
And how do you feel about terms like power violence, which are sometimes used to describe CMA?
Oh yeah, that's great. I love Spaz and bands like Charles Bronson. So yeah, that's cool. I'm cool with any labels, really.
Tell me a little bit about the history of the band. To start off with, where are you guys actually based?
We are based near Liverpool in England, which is where we all live. We all live in like a little seaside town called Southport. And our bass player, Ollie, who used to be in Narcosis, lives in Manchester.
And what originally brought all you guys together?
It was kind of strange, really. We came together in about 2012. It was, I'd actually moved up here because I'm originally from near Birmingham. And I moved up here and I met up with Tom Dring, who I'd actually met previously when I played guitar in a band called The Atrocity Exhibit. And he actually recorded one of their, I think it was like a split we did. We recorded in a basement in Leeds at Tom Dring's old house. And then I somehow ended up living up north and I just met up with Tom and just decided to form a band together, just to do something, because I didn't really know many people up here. And through that, I met Adam, who plays bass but has moved to guitar now, and also Chris Reese, the singer, who had also moved up here at the same time. So we just all got together. We just did a demo, which was called Needle Drugs, which is, I think it's actually still up on the Bandcamp. It was like a 3-track demo, and it just went on from there.
And so when you and Tom originally got together, did you have an idea of what kind of music you guys wanted to play?
We just wanted to just like similar to Iron Monkey, I Hate God, but because we'd all played in grindcore bands, that kind of seeped in. So it was mixed, this sludge mixed with grindcore, mixed with power violence, I guess. Just all moulded together and became what we are, I guess.
So it sounds like there wasn't much discussion about what Corrupt Moral Ultra would end up playing. It just kind of came naturally to you guys to play these fast grindy parts with these slow sludgy parts.
Yeah, it just came very natural because Tom owns his own studio. We actually go there and we just jam songs like all the time. I mean, the EP that's coming out in November, we've actually written another record which will be coming after that already. We're going back in like later this week because we've wrote, it's almost like a 15-minute industrial track, and then we're also doing some grindy, fast and slow stuff on the other side of the record, as well as the record that's coming out in November, which is always trying to stay busy.
Along the way, you guys ended up releasing an album on Season of Mist, right?
Yeah.
How did that end up happening?
Mechanical Tides, that was our first like proper album, which came out on Season of Mist in 2014, I think. Yeah, we just had been recording, and we actually had recorded the whole album already, and we spoke to various labels, and Season were quite interested, so they ended up putting it out. It was cool because also the other bands I played, Venomous Concept, we've had 2 albums out on Season of Mist as well.
Were you self-releasing before that?
Yeah, kind of. We did our first EP that came before Mechanical Tides was called Luciferian Death Cult, and that was actually put out on Baiting the Trap Records from Liverpool, which was run by Rick, who plays in Iron Witch, and he's also currently in Video Nasties, but it was kind of very DIY release, that was. And then from then we got the Season of Mist album, and then we self-released Eunoia a few years later. Yeah, the next release is coming out on APF Records, run by a friend called Fieldy, and he released the latest Video Nasties album, who are also from Liverpool, and they're friends of ours, and we just got in touch with them, and they just decided they wanted to release this EP, which is really cool of them.
let's talk about this EP that you have coming out. It's going to be called Patiently Waiting for Wonderful Things, and it's set to be released on November 27th of this year. What can we expect from these 5 songs?
Well, this was actually, the songs were recorded towards the end of last year. We've been taking our time getting the vocals together, especially with all of us being at home now, because none of us could go on tour with the COVID pandemic thing. So we've just been spending time just making sure this record's right, and that's actually why it's called Patiently Waiting for Wonderful Things. That was the title Chris Reese, our singer, came up with.
Now, as you mentioned, you've recorded most of, if I'm not mistaken, all of your releases with your drummer, Tom. Having somebody in the band who's also a recording engineer and has his own studio is obviously very useful. But beyond that, what's it like working with Tom?
Oh, it's great. I mean, you know, we're friends first and bandmates second, I guess. So it's a cool experience because we take our time and make sure the songs are as worked out fully as we possibly can. I mean, we also use a lot of the time on vocals as well, because all of us do backing vocals and sing certain sections. So it's just really good just to be able to take that time. And luckily we can, because Tom owns a studio.
So having a band member who's also the studio engineer can be good and it can be bad. Are there any drawbacks to having Tom be part of the songwriting and also part of the recording? Like, is he very demanding?
Tom, he can be demanding, but it's good because he pushes you harder to make sure you play things right. He pushes himself really hard as well. I think which record was it? I think on the record we did before, which we self-released, I think Tom actually mixed that record like 6 times, and he recorded the drums like 3 or 4 times, I think, because he just wasn't happy. It was up to what he wanted it to be. So it's good. I mean, I love being in the studio myself personally, because you just get to experiment, try things in different ways, and it's always quite a good relationship with Tom. Just bouncing ideas off each other, and because he owns the studio, we have the time to do that instead of having to rush against the clock.
So, as you mentioned, the EP is going to be released by APF Records. How did they get involved with this?
We got in touch with APF Records through Damien, who's the singer for Video Nasties from Liverpool. Because Damien still sings in Magpies, which is one of Tom's bands he's been doing for a very long time, over 10 years now. And he's also a really good friend of ours, and he passed the EP on to Fieldy, who runs APF Records, and he just got in touch and said he wanted to release it, so it's worked out that way.
So you mentioned you guys have another album almost completed. Do you guys have a timeline for when you want to release that?
We're taking our time with it. I mean, probably next year. It's a work in progress, because some of the songs that are written for that were written maybe 4 years ago. They're all different. We're just trying to make sure they're right with because basically what the one track is actually 15 minutes long. It's like this industrial / noise sludge experiment with, like, you know, samples cut in and that. We've been working on that since the end of last year, and we're just waiting for it to all come together, and we're just finishing lyrics on that, and we've got the music together for the other side of the LP, which is a lot of fast stuff. Reese has to finish writing vocals to that. Yeah, hopefully by next year. But we never try to set time limits, because we just want to make sure it's right.
Tell me about this 15-minute song. I mean, it's not uncommon for grindcore and power violence bands to write with a little bit of a noise or industrial element, but I'm curious why you guys decided to experiment in that area.
It just kind of happened by accident, actually. In time between tours, I'd been working on this about 5 different industrial tracks, just with weird noises and like industrial sounds of like hammers hitting bathtubs and all sorts of strange stuff. And when I took them to Tom actually realised they'd actually work together as one song. So we just all pieced it together and we recorded the drums to it, and we've done guitars and bass now to it, and we've done some extra noises and put some samples on there. But it just works as one piece.
Okay. So kind of a happy accident?
Yeah, pretty much. That's how most of Corrupt Moral Altar stuff turns out.
Cool.
It's never any real plan, it just kind of all morphs that way.
And is this also going to come out on APF?
I don't know yet. We've got to see how the EP does first.
Okay, fair enough. So as you mentioned in the beginning, in addition to Corrupt Moral Altar, you also play with Venomous Concept and Napalm Death. Napalm have a new album out. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it came out a few weeks ago. It's just quite strange because we were supposed to be on tour like all of this year, but everything's been cancelled now. So instead, yeah, it's just quite strange. Yeah, but we actually have some shows in November, fingers crossed, in the Czech Republic. So hopefully they will happen. But between that, we've also been working on another Venomous Concept record, which I actually just got back from the studio about 3 days ago because Kevin Sharp flew over to do vocals on it. We're going to mix that in November as well.
Very cool. Where do you guys record that?
That was recorded in Cambridge with Simon Efferme, who produced Paradise Lost, and he's also the live sound engineer for Napalm Death. He's a really good friend. It was a lot of fun. We were just doing vocals for the last 8 days.
Venomous Concept played the US in, I think, 2010, 2011. Were you in the band at that time?
Yeah, that was actually my first tour with them.
Okay. I don't know if you remember, there was a show at a place in Brooklyn called Europa. I was at that gig.
Oh, were you? Yeah, I remember that gig.
Yeah. That was a cool show, man.
That was with Nails, I think.
That sounds right, yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I remember that gig. Yeah, I was playing guitar and selling t-shirts with Kevin Sharp.
Cool. So I'm assuming you ended up joining Napalm because you had already worked with Shane in Venomous Concept. Is that right?
Kind of. I've actually been working for Napalm as a crew member since 2007.
Okay.
I was a tour manager at one point, and I used to sell t-shirts, guitar techs. Yeah, I was just a tech, and I actually used to live with Danny and Shane in Birmingham for a while. So, for about 8 years probably, I don't know. And we're just all really good friends, and when Mitch had to go back to Las Vegas, they just asked me to stand in, and it's been 6 years now.
Cool. How did you feel when they asked you to play with them?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I've been a massive Napalm fan growing up, and I've worked with them for a long time, and they're really close friends. So yeah, it's been good.
Were you intimidated at all?
Not really. I probably would have been if I didn't know the guys in the band so well. It was very easy, because I'd actually filled in on bass for Shane in 2012 before, and I'd actually I had to jump in and sing 2 shows in 2010, I think, when Barney was sick. So I've been around them for a long time and helping out. So
it was
kind of natural.
Yeah, you've been an unofficial 5th member for a while, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So tell me about this new Napalm album. How does it work? Does Shane email everyone with demos of songs and say, this is what I'm thinking of doing? Or do you guys get together and work together?
Well, actually, Shane wrote all the songs, but they were kind of jammed in the studio in Birmingham with Danny, because I was there for that. And yeah, we all went into the studio in Kettering with Russ Russell, and yeah, all the songs were fleshed out and recorded, and it just took a long time. I mean, Mitch flew over and played guitar on some as well, and yeah, it took a long time to make the album because Napalm was so busy as well, touring.
Right. It's interesting because you were talking about Moral Altar having a long industrial song, and the new Napalm has a similar kind of banging on steel drums kind of song.
Yeah, yeah, I was there when Shane was recording that. They mic'd up they were like these big kind of trash cans, and he was hitting them with metal and stuff, and like Russ Russell, he's like a genius at that kind of noise stuff, and he pieced it all together into tribal patterns. Actually, me, Shane and Kevin Sharp went into a studio before we went to do the new Venomous Concept album. We actually went and recorded a 27-minute noise track, which will come out at some point. I'm not sure under what name or anything, but yeah, we're all quite, me and Shane, very interested in noise and soundscapes.
So how does the balance work? Like, how do you find time to do Corrupt Moral Altar when Napalm is quite busy with tours, and you have Venomous Concept to work on as well.
Well, it's what I've dedicated my entire life to, so that's what I do, really. I mean, when I'm on the new EP for Corrupt Moral Altar, some of the songs were written by Ollie and Adam. I wrote one of the songs, and I added guitar layers on top of stuff. So like, it was cool for me to go in after them guys had recorded songs already, so I could add extra bits on top of stuff. It was quite interesting because we'd be emailing back and forth when I was away or when they were away, and finding out what ideas are being thrown back and forth. And then when this pandemic happened, because Napalm was supposed to go to America for a big tour, but all that was cancelled. So I just went to the studio with Tom, and we finished up the tracks which are coming out on the APF records. And with Venomous, we've been passing forth songs all the time, and because all this time we've had off, we've actually wrote around about 30 new Venomous Concept songs, which will make up 2 albums.
Wow. So are the 2 albums going to come out together, or are the releases going to be staggered?
They're going to be separate albums because they're both different styles. The one album's like, the album we've just finished recording, got Kevin to do vocals for, it's like Husker Du meets AC/DC. It's a bit more, it's hard to explain. It's very different. And the other album we've written has this kind of weird goth vibe, Killing Joke style vibe to it. So yeah, I don't know, we're just trying to recording what we want to do, really, you know.
Well, I look forward to hearing those. The new Corrupt Moral Altar EP is called Patiently Waiting for Wonderful Things, and it's set to be released November 27th, 2020. John, tell people the best way that they can order this album.
Best way is through APF Records, or go to the Corrupt Moral Altar Bandcamp.
And if people want to follow Corrupt Moral Altar online, how can they do that?
Can I just check the Bandcamp address?
Sure, no worries. I'll also have a link.
Not that many bands going on. I can't remember. Yeah, if you go to corruptmoralaltar.bandcamp.com, you can find all the info, and you can buy the records on there.
And you guys have a Facebook page and all that good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Cool. And is there a tentative release date for the Venomous Concept album?
Not yet. We've got to finish it first. We go into mix it on November 6th. So me and Shane are going down to Cambridge with Simon Efferby to finish mixing that record. And then I think it'll probably be out starting next year, hopefully. Not sure which label yet. It's all up in the air right now. But it's getting recorded, so that's a start.
I mean, between CMA, Napalm Death, and Venomous Concept, you've given the world a hell of a lot of angry music.
Yeah. Well, these are unprecedented times, I guess. We need a release, and so do people, I guess.
Excellent. Is there anything else you want to say?
Go buy the new Corrupt Moral Altar EP. Patiently waiting for wonderful things.
Excellent. Thanks so much, John.
No worries, man. I hope that was okay.